Hey little boy from Cleveland, Ohio, come chase your women, drink your beer. Welcome back to Talking Tuesday. Today we're going to talk about being average. Welcome back to Talking Tuesday. I'm so glad you could make it. You know, a lot of people want to do something great in their lives, maybe to forward the species or mark their territory, have some claim to immortality. You know, most all the stuff I end up doing, especially the stuff that interests me personally, I really want to do a great job at it. I want to leave a mark on the world. I don't mean anything infamous. I just want to do something I can be proud of. But I'm pretty average, actually. I'm not very short, but I'm not terribly tall. I'm a little overweight, but not a lot. I could carry a tune, but I wouldn't say I could sing. Not particularly slow, but not a genius either. Really kind of average. Now the upside to being average is that, well, I can represent the average guy. Because I'm average, I think I share an opinion with a lot of people. Quite some time ago when I used to watch the news on a regular basis, I'd see all this stuff going on, and they would paint the world as a dangerous, horrible, explosive place. And I kept going to work every day, and life went on the way it goes on. And I figured out that the news really doesn't represent my world. And since I'm average, I'm guessing that the news doesn't represent the world of a lot of people. I'm not saying those things don't happen, not at all. But they're not typical, they're not average. Now the problem with social media that we're all surrounded by and inundated by is that there's so much information, there's so many voices out there. And really the only ones that come to the surface are the extremes, the extreme good and the extreme bad. If you're average, you're probably never going to be a social media star. I'm convinced that in a lot of ways, even the news manufactures extremes. They'll post a news story that'll generate outrage, and people on the extremes will react. And then they'll post a story about those people reacting, and the people on those extremes will react the other way, and on it goes. You know, it's good for ratings, but it's all about extremes. And I think a lot of times we compare ourselves to what we see on social media, and it's just not true. It's kind of like when the lifestyles of the rich and famous were on, you know, and everybody flocked to it. Those were extremes, and they're entertaining. But if you start holding up your life against that, you'll be sadly disappointed. Now, as somebody who wants to do great work and leave a mark of some sort on the world, being average is tough and fraught with disappointment. You can still excel. It has nothing to do with the attention that you get from social media or the news outlets or anything like that. It doesn't mean you'll get the attention and the publicity for it. But doing great things has never been about fame and fortune to me anyways. I just want to do great work. That's probably true of a lot of people. Not everybody. Oh, some are in it for the fame. You know, watching the news, I would see a lot of positions on different things that I thought, I don't think that's mainstream. I don't think that's a really commonly held idea, which doesn't make it any less correct, but you know, they'll have you believe that everybody thinks so. Well, that's the louder segment. You know, there's something to be said for the squeaky wheel getting the grease. And yet the people that you talk to, the people that you run into, half of them don't even care about whatever that thing is. So I think I started figuring out that it's really the noisy ones that make the media. I know there's a guy over there lane splitting. Don't get me wrong, I'm not calling the police or anything, but I'm thinking, this isn't California. But just because the average isn't getting attention doesn't mean that it's not the majority. And that means that it's the average person that really has the power. The fringes may make a lot of noise, but it's the people in the middle. Social media especially is loaded with people who are portraying things that they're not. That's the only way you get attention. hey, look at how wonderful my life is. Look at how glamorous my life is. Look at how many guns, drugs, and money I have laying on the bed. It's all show. It's all show. And one thing I think I've learned in my vast number of years is that show and flash isn't resilient. It doesn't hold up. It's hollow. No, not holler. Holla! Hollow. Empty. That's my thought on it. Leave a comment below. Let me know if you agree or you disagree. Want to expound on it a bit? Good news about being average is that there are a lot of us and we're not lonely. So let me know what you think below. Am I full of hot air? Do you agree with me? Got anything to add? I appreciate you being here and I appreciate you spending your time. And I will see you tomorrow. Thanks.